Most people will never build real wealth. And it's not because they're lazy. It's not because they're not smart. It's because they're in the wrong room. Don't let that be you. So here's the deal. Some of the most successful people in the world have done this. Entrepreneurs, CEOs, high-level leaders, people like Mark Cuban, Elon Musk, Vern Harnish, and countless of others have all been a part of exclusive organizations and networks like YPO and EO. Here's why this is the common denominator, okay? Because the room you're in dictates your growth, and they all understand that, okay? Your network is your net worth. That's what that means. They also understand that giving to others is actually the best way to receive. Giving without the expectation of receiving is sure to help you receive more than you could even imagine, okay? The more you give, the more you will get. It's age old. Everyone knows this, and they really know it, okay? This is a community where everyone is here to give. It's the requirement. Your goal is not to come and take, although that's what happens. What are they giving? They're giving their own experiences, their own personal life experiences, which is the greatest gift of all from a high achiever. Tell me your experience. So if you want to grow your business, if you want to grow your life by 10x, 12x, 15x, 20x, like I did, you need to be around people who are already doing it or who have already done it. That's why this community exists. This is what helped me in my life, and I have been called to bring you every bit of value that I have to offer. So here we are. I want to be clear. This is not a networking group. This is not a coaching group or a coaching program like you see 1,000 of every day on the internet. This is a community of high-level leaders that are trying to grow together by sharing real-world experience with each other. Real, personal, real private experiences that they have gone through, okay? No fake gurus, no rinse and recycled advice, no book quotes that everyone's already heard that no one mostly gives a shit about and no one applies. Here, your actual experience is your currency. Your experience is your actual value. Your experience is your influence. And that's the way it should be. This is the magic. The people in this room, they're all here to help you grow. And by way of helping you grow, they will in turn grow. And another thing, not everyone belongs in this room, and that's okay. This isn't a group for followers, and sometimes that's what people are. This isn't a group for people who are looking for accountability partners. This isn't a group for people who are needing encouragement to get off their ass and do the work that they know that they should be doing. This isn't for the victims who can't get to break, who always complain about the hand that they're dealt and their shortcomings. That's not this group. This is for people who want to be surrounded by other high caliber individuals and turn massive goals into actual reality for themselves and their family and their community. This is for people who want to become multimillionaires and make a real difference with the money. And they want to talk about the money. They're not ashamed to say, I want to be rich and I want to make a difference. And the more money I have, the more difference I can make. This isn't for people who are afraid to talk about success. It's for people who aren't afraid to make changes that are required to achieve at the highest level. It's for entrepreneurs who are scaling to 7, 8, 9 figures in their businesses and who have already done it. This is for business owners and executives who are serious about leveling up in all areas of their life. It's for high performers. It's for doctors. It's for lawyers, politicians, former politicians, tech experts, professional coaches, professional speakers, TEDx speakers, authors, personal brand experts, CEOs, people who want to sharpen their skills and expand their network. That's who's in this group. Have you ever thought, I wish I had a room where every conversation made me better? I wish I had a room where every conversation, it wasn't small talk, it wasn't guru bullshit, magic, voodoo that everyone talks about and no one does. This is the room where the conversations are pointed and deep and valuable. Most mastermind groups and coaching programs have a fatal flaw for the members and sort of a perpetual benefit for the creator of the group. And that is that those groups focus on a single guru at the top instead of a real collective experience growth. They attract people who want advice, who are enthralled by advice, not those who seek to share and grow themselves. They attract people who want to give advice that they got from someone else and think that that's how they will become a leader, by just knowing what to do. And they think just because they know what to do, even though they've never done it and they've never applied it in their real life, that they should just have the influence. Okay? Those groups focus on theory instead of like real life, real battle-tested experience from people who have actually done it. This group operates at a higher, and quite frankly, an entirely different level. We don't give advice unless someone specifically asks for it, which typically they're not. Let's be serious. When someone gives you advice, it comes off as judgy. And most of the time, if you're a high caliber, like if you're a high achiever or a high caliber individual, you probably just stop listening after about 10 seconds because you already know what's about to come out of their mouth. It's advice that clearly you can see they haven't taken and clearly you already know, but it just isn't moving the needle for you. Where on the other hand, if someone tells you a personal story about a personal experience that they've had that has relevance to the situation that you're going through, me as high achievers, are able to sort of take that story, take their experience, kind of convert it and apply it to my life. That's leadership for leaders. Do you understand? This is why this group, again, is not for followers, it's for leaders. And if you're a follower and you want to come in and give some advice that you've never taken for your own because you read it in a book, I'm telling you, this is not the group for you. Where instead of giving opinions or generic rinse and repeat advice, we actually share the experiences that we've actually lived that make a difference on other people. It's like the old wise man. If you've been through it, you share it. If you've built it, you break it down and you share it. If you've survived it, if you've gone through it, you break it down, you show others how, and you share it. The power isn't in having all of the answers. It's having the right people around you to help you find them. And that's what this group is. A real, no bullshit, no nonsense environment where the small talk is gone, where leaders actually impact other leaders, where iron actually sharpens iron. I know this works. I know personally this works. I've been a part of groups like this for the last 7 years and even more, but deeply in the last 7 years, and it's transformed my life. I went from $2.5 million in annual revenue to over $25 million in annual revenue in the last 7 years. Really, the last 6 years. That's 10x in less than 7 years. And my goal is to even double that in the next 24 months, which will be nearly 20x in less than 8 years. Can you imagine that kind of growth? I'm telling you how to do it. It's this community and communities like this, which are very rare. It's doing the work in this community more specifically. And most of these types of communities are very exclusive, they're global, they're in person, and they are very unaffordable unless you're already doing millions and millions in revenue and have, hundreds of thousands in expendable income to spend the time and the effort. We have built a community that will do the same thing that happened to me. I became a better husband. I became a better father. I became a better leader. It's actually made me a better follower, which in many cases is one of the most important things of being a leader, is knowing when you need to follow, knowing when you don't know the answers, knowing when you need to lean on other people's experience. I learned this not by theory, not by reading books and not by listening to podcasts. I learned this by putting myself in a room and learning from other people's experience who had already done it directly from them. I surrounded myself with people who had already built and already scaled and already built 7, 8, 9-figure businesses, sold businesses, listened to their experiences, learned from it, and applied their experience, how it was relevant to my journey, and voila, it happened. 10x. That's what this group does. And it will do it for you if you let it. If you come in and follow this framework and you follow this structure, and if you're a leader, a real leader enough only to speak when you have actual valuable experience in whatever the topic is, if you're confident to sit and listen and you don't need the attention so badly to give other people advice, and advice that you don't have personally from your experience, and in fact, you've never taken on your own, this will be amazing. I'm telling you, this group is sick. There's nothing like it, especially not at this price point, virtually at this scale. It gives you access to people who have been where you're trying to go, who've already been there. It gives you room where every conversation is one that adds value. It removes the distractions. It cuts through the fat and the nonsense and the bullshit where everyone thinks they're like the next big leader and focuses only on what moves the needle. It focuses on only the important stuff. It strategically positions conversations that are meaningful. It taps into others' personal experience and provides key takeaways that can easily be converted into action items that will really make the difference. Find me another group that does this. I challenge you. I think we are one of a kind. So here's what happens when you step into this community. You get access to weekly war room calls, okay? These are high-level, deep dive discussions. These are discussions that most people will never talk about. These are topics things that people are embarrassed to talk about, they'll never bring up. We specifically dive into these and frame these discussions to help people share experiences that you can tap into and apply into your life, and also give you the value of key takeaways which you can easily turn into execution items, like action items, real takeaways that you can apply to your life to make a difference about the stuff that's in your life. You also get monthly check-ins. These are like a deep dive self-reflection to track your wins, track your losses, and even help other people identify your blind spots, stuff that you might not even see about yourself from high achievers, so you can receive like super valuable insights from other top performers that have been through the challenges that you're going for. Also, you get access to daily engagement with high achievers only. No bullshit, no bottom of the barrel, no fakeness, just people who are either A, doing it, or B, trying to do what you are trying to do in the same room. So instead of wasting your time doom scrolling on Facebook, you have the opportunity to tap into a high caliber network anytime you want. It's always available. You can either add value to other people or, that are going through similar situations that you've been through, and truly establish yourself as a leader by sharing your experience. At the same time, you get to tap into others' value of other people's experience in the community, or other people are sharing. You might not even have to bring up that you're going through something. The answers are just there, oftentimes without even asking. Anyway, I can't think of a better way to spending free time than giving value to others. The more you give, remember, the more you get. It's truly the secret to life and success. Also, you'll get access to battle-tested playbooks, not theory, real-world business, sales, leadership, growth, parenting, marriage, financial strategies from people who are actually doing it, not some guru at the top. I'm telling you, this is the ultimate unfair advantage. Here's the truth. The right network will do more for you in 12 months than 10 years of grinding on your own, cluelessly trying to figure it out. Trust me, this is what happened to me. This is what they mean by your network is your net worth. And I've put together the exact framework from my own experiences to help you tap in to this network to maximize it all. Listen, here's the deal. Most groups focus on followers. They focus on attracting followers. They focus on keeping followers and getting followers. This one is built for leaders. It's built to attract leaders. It's built to grow leaders. It's built to retain leaders. It's for leaders. You don't need another guru selling you a course. Trust me, you don't. You don't need another podcast to binge on. You don't need another free Facebook group of all wannabes who none of them are really doing anything. They're not really growing. You don't need another 15 book recommendations, and you don't need that. You don't need another program. You need to be in the right room with the right people and doing the right work on yourself that needs to be done consistently every week and every month, taking away real action items and applying them to yourself in your life. Not everyone will fit into this group, and that's okay. This is a different kind of community than you've probably ever been in or probably ever heard of for most of you. And I intend to keep it that way. I will only allow the right people to come into this group. And if you get in and you're not the right person, I will only allow the right people to stay in this group because I have to protect the integrity of it. If you want to come in this group and talk about your problems with potty training your dog and how you can't figure out how to get your dog to stop shitting on the carpet, this is not the right group for you. I promise. If you want to come in and discuss high-level business and life dealings and how to navigate through and climb your way to the top of a competitive world, if you want to secure happiness and secure financial freedom, passionate marriages and strong relationships, if you want to learn how to grow your family and raise your kids in a, quite frankly, a fucked up world, this is the group for you. If you want to scale your business by 10 to 20x and scale your life by 10 to 20x and your knowledge and your power and your wealth, you need to be in this room. This is the one you need to be in. Click the link and see for yourself what we're building. Come in and join. I don't sell theory. I've built my own multi-million-dollar businesses from the ground up. I've scaled my businesses to 8 figures. I told you. I've led in the military, in war, in combat. I've led in my business. I've led in my family. I've built a legacy. I've built wealth. I've also built a network of winners. And I didn't do it by following gurus, okay? I did it by surrounding myself with the right people and tapping into their experiences. That's what this is. It's a network that will force you to level up. A room where leaders grow together. A circle where excuses don't exist. They won't be tolerated. Excuses are for the weak. If you're still listening, you already know you need to be in this room. Let me ask you something. How long have you been grinding on your own? How many times have you thought about upgrading your circle but have never made the move? How many times have you thought, I wish I could be in a room where the conversations all move the needle, where they all have value in some way? Let me ask you another question. How much longer are you willing to sit and wait before you start surrounding yourself with the right people? If you don't change your environment, nothing will change in your environment. You've all heard the saying, if nothing changes, nothing changes. You've got to make the change. And deep down, you already know that. This is your chance. Click the link, get in, and let's build together. I'm excited for the opportunity to get you in the group. Let's fucking go.